A soulmate isn't someone who fills in what's missing in you. They're someone who helps you see yourself in your entirety. True love doesn't come to fill the void of loneliness. It comes to illuminate the parts of us that are yearning to be heard. A soulmate, a true companion of the soul, isn't someone who shows up to save you. They're not perfect, not omnipotent, not always gentle. But being with them, you find that you can still breathe, still be yourself, even when you're not quite sure who that self is. We often think of soulmates as fate, as the person the universe sends to complete us. But if you've walked through heartbreak, if you've had to relearn how to love yourself after falling apart, you'll understand this. A true soulmate doesn't come to complete you, but to reflect you. They hold up a mirror so you can see deeper into who you are, and sometimes that's the hardest part of any relationship. For souls like Aquarius, those born to be different, to think beyond every boundary, to feel alone even in a crowd, meeting a soulmate isn't just a matter of romance. It's a transformation. A journey toward emotional freedom where Aquarius no longer has to explain themselves in order to be accepted. Because loving an Aquarius has never been easy. They are independent, elusive, often detached even from their own feelings. They don't wait for salvation, nor do they chase fairy tale endings. What they long for is someone who understands enough, who is strong enough, and most of all, safe enough, not to control them, but to stay. So out of the 12 signs, who could possibly do that? Who dares to step into the eccentric and logical world of Aquarius? A world where feelings are hidden behind ideals, and love always walks hand in hand with freedom. And more importantly, is loving an Aquarius truly a relationship between two people, or is it in the end a journey back to yourself? You can't love an Aquarius by entering their heart. You have to pass through their mind first. If there were a zodiac sign that seems to live as if they came from the future, it would be Aquarius. They don't follow conventional logic. They don't love the way you've seen before. And they never, absolutely never, stay within any fixed emotional framework. Aquarius is an air sign ruled by Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs, freedom, rebellion, and evolution. Unlike Gemini or Libra, air signs that reach outward through communication, Aquarius embodies the collective intellect. They think for humanity, for the system, for the future. But because they think too big, too far ahead, they often feel lonely in the very world they've constructed. They don't care much for sweet nothings. They aren't swayed by appearances or wealth. The only thing that can make them pause and look at someone a little longer than usual is a deep idea, a conversation that stops them in their tracks and makes them think differently. Loving an Aquarius isn't a matter of the heart, it's a meeting of minds. You won't woo them with roses or poetic words, but you might catch their attention if you ask a question they've never considered before. They won't say, "I miss you" every day, but they will text you at 2 a.m. just to ask, if humanity truly evolves, will we still need love? Not because they don't care, but because, to them, love is always entwined with intellect and ideals. And here's the strange part. Beneath all those layers of logic lies a heart so tender they've learned to hide it. Aquarius hates being controlled, but they crave being understood. They are so independent, they don't need anyone. But when they love deeply, they silently notice the smallest details. They don't need to be pampered, they just need not to be forced into becoming someone they're not. The deepest wound for Aquarius isn't betrayal, it's being defined. Because they are a constant state of becoming. A person walking the line between emotion and ideals, closeness and distance, selfhood and humanity. So who is gentle enough to see that and not run away? Who is steady enough not to panic when Aquarius disappears into silence, only to return as if nothing ever happened? To love an Aquarius, you don't need promises. You need presence. To get them to open up, you don't need to break down their door. You just need to stand still, long enough. Gemini, the mindwalker beside Aquarius in their labyrinth of thought. To love an Aquarius, you have to understand how they think, and no one does that better than a Gemini. In a universe full of people trying to understand the emotions of Aquarius, Gemini is the one who doesn't try, yet understands naturally. No judgment, no pressure, no attempts to label what hasn't yet taken shape. Gemini simply shows up with intellect, curiosity, and an open heart. When Aquarius gets lost in their labyrinth of thought, where questions are born faster than answers, where emotions are encrypted into logic, Gemini is the one who takes their hand and walks with them through it, as if everything is perfectly normal. Both are air signs, intelligent, adaptable, curious, and freedom-loving. But while Aquarius reaches toward progress on a grand collective scale, Gemini is content exploring the small oddities of everyday life. A cup of tea, a fragmented story, a clever pun. And somehow that gentle curiosity softens Aquarius's tendency to revolutionize everything. They can talk for hours about existentialism, alternate universes in science fiction films, or simply, if this cat could think, would it be depressed? And then in the midst of all these seemingly meaningless conversations, something quietly profound happens. Aquarius starts to feel understood, not through analysis, but through presence. Gemini doesn't try to change Aquarius. They don't ask, "Why are you like this?" They just smile and say, "That's what makes you interesting." This connection is like two minds dancing with each other, but because both are skilled at logic and dodging emotion, they must learn to not turn dialogue into debate, not hide from feelings behind analysis, and not use busyness to avoid intimacy. If Aquarius is the one asking, "How do we change the world?" then Gemini shrugs and replies, "Sure, but have we eaten breakfast yet?" That balance between ideals and reality, between intellect and playful wonder, is what makes this relationship both lighthearted and profoundly restorative. Sagittarius, the ideal companion on the journey to expand the world. The deepest expressions of love is not to hold someone back, but to walk alongside them. If Gemini is the one who can talk with Aquarius inside their labyrinthine mind, then Sagittarius is the companion bold enough to launch into that galaxy with them, unafraid of the unfamiliar, unconcerned with the destination, and most importantly, never trying to normalize the other person. Like Aquarius, Sagittarius is a free soul. Neither handles attachment particularly well. They love with spaciousness, with trust, with independence. This may sound distant, but it's precisely the strange glue that binds people who are terrified of being swallowed whole in love. It's not that Aquarius doesn't long for connection. They're just afraid of losing themselves in the process. And Sagittarius, with deep but pressure-free intuition, teaches them this truth. Love can also mean freedom, as long as you're heading toward the same horizon. Aquarius loves ideals. Sagittarius lives for truth. They don't meet to shrink the distance, they meet to stretch the horizon. They'll talk for hours about human rights, post-tech society, the potential of minimalist living in some distant village, and find in each other a wordless resonance. I don't need you to stay in one place. I just need to know that no matter how far you go, something in you always circles back to us. This relationship is like two planets traveling in parallel, never crashing, always orbiting. They don't demand daily texts, don't get upset by absence, and don't need to define the relationship with labels. But when one of them feels lost, the other is always there. Not to fix things, but to gently say, you can still find your way back to yourself. Sagittarius helps Aquarius learn to trust in lived experience, not just intellectual frameworks. In return, Aquarius helps Sagittarius dive deeper into existential questions, to understand that true freedom doesn't come from going far, but from having the courage to look within. No one gets through Aquarius's eccentric world by trying to hold them back. Sagittarius doesn't hold on, they fly alongside. Libra, the one who heals. Aquarius, faith in humanity and fairness. Some people bring peace into your life, not because they heal you, but because they've never made you feel like you needed to defend yourself. While Aquarius is often seen as cold, rational, and distant, Libra is the zodiac sign of softness, diplomacy, and empathy, the one who always tries to build bridges instead of walls. Yet the connection between them isn't just a case of opposites attract. It's a subtle, elegant bond between mind and heart, between social vision and personal beauty. Libra is also an air sign, so both communicate through intellect before emotion, creating a safe space for them to meet. Neither forces the other to explain their feelings right now, yet both absorb every word, every silence. They can sit side by side, saying nothing, and still feel deeply connected. If Aquarius is the one who resets the structure of the world, Libra is the one who aestheticizes that change, making what's complex easier to receive, turning arguments into graceful dialogues. In Libra's eyes, Aquarius doesn't have to justify themselves, because Libra can sense the kindness behind the ideals that others find too radical. Aquarius takes action. Libra fine-tunes it. Aquarius is blunt. Libra is gentle. They are not the same, but neither tries to change the other. With Libra, Aquarius learns how to communicate without being defensive. When Aquarius turns cold and stubborn, Libra doesn't confront them. They ask questions, offer prompts, and create space for Aquarius to reflect on themselves without feeling attacked. That's a rare form of emotional intelligence, and it's what makes Libra a kind of unprescribed medicine for Aquarius. Is a connection that helps Aquarius? Learn to listen not just with the ears, but with the heart. Accept that not every conflict needs to be explained to be valid. And most importantly, realize that humanity doesn't need to be perfect, just kind. If the inner world of Aquarius is an ambitious blueprint, then Libra is the one who breathes life into it through color, sound, and feeling. Leo, a love between powerful egos that know how to respect each other. When two radiant souls collide, they don't dim each other. They shine even brighter together. Within the Zodiac wheel, Aquarius and Leo are polar opposites, one oriented toward the collective, the other toward the individual. One lives for ideals, the other for passion. And yet, like two opposite magnetic poles, it's precisely this profound difference that creates an irresistible attraction. If Aquarius is the voice of the people, revolutionary, forward-thinking, impersonal, then Leo is the unmissable force of self. They love themselves, love self-expression, and love to be seen and acknowledged. Strangely enough, Leo's unapologetic confidence sparks Aquarius's curiosity. To Aquarius, who often hides emotion behind a mask of intellect, Leo is like a living flame, unfiltered and raw, no censorship, no need for explanation. And to Leo, who thrives on admiration, Aquarius is an unsolvable equation. The more complex, the more captivating. This is a relationship full of energy, full of friction, but also full of potential for growth. Astrologically, Aquarius and Leo sit across from each other, a mirror axis. They reflect what the other lacks or hides. Aquarius teaches Leo humility and how to see beyond themselves. Leo teaches Aquarius how to connect with their own heart, not just through ideals, but through real felt emotion. In this relationship, what helps them stay together is not compatibility, but the willingness to pause and listen to what they've never understood before. This is a connection that's challenging, but incredibly developmental. Aquarius will learn not to dismiss Leo's feelings and their need to be recognized. Leo will learn not to take Aquarius's distance or silence personally. Both must learn to respect their differences. Leo needs the spotlight of attention. Aquarius needs the shadow of solitude. And when they stop trying to reshape each other into something more digestible, they realize they're not opposites. They're two sides of the same evolution. Leo and Aquarius are not a soft love story. They are sparks clashing with ideas. They are freedom touching fire. They both are mature enough. This is not just love. It's a two-person revolution. Aquarius Soulmate, not the most logical one, but the one who stays the longest. No one can fully step into Aquarius world, but a soulmate is someone who doesn't have to and still makes them want to open the door. We've journeyed through 4 soul match archetypes that can reach the eccentric heart of Aquarius through intellect, freedom, balance, and passion. But perhaps the most important thing isn't which zodiac sign fits Aquarius best, but rather who is willing to love someone who doesn't even fully understand themselves yet. Because the truth is, Aquarius isn't meant to be understood. They're meant to be felt, little by little, over time. Aquarius Soulmate doesn't need to keep up with their racing thoughts or lead the way ahead. They just need to walk beside them, quietly, honestly, without judgment. When Aquarius retreats into silence, don't try to drag them out. Let that silence be a resting place, not a battleground. When they rebel, don't rush to fix them. Listen for what they don't yet have words to express. Aquarius Soulmate is someone who doesn't rush to conclusions, isn't afraid of long silences, and doesn't try to decode them like a complex equation. On a deeper level, loving an Aquarius is a mutual healing opportunity. Aquarius learns to trust, in connection, that love doesn't have to mean the loss of freedom. And the one beside them, whether it's Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, or Leo, learns to see the world with a wider, softer, and more sincere perspective. You don't have to fully understand someone to love them. You just need the courage to stay, even when they're not ready to let you in. If you're an Aquarius, perhaps you've felt too different to be loved the right way. But the truth is, you're not too complicated. It just hasn't been the right person yet. Someone who, when you fall silent, doesn't ask what's wrong. They simply say, I know you need time. I'm here. And if you're in love with an Aquarius, please don't try to mold them into someone else. Love them like you're listening to a piece of classical music. A little strange, occasionally dissonant, but if you sit with it long enough, you'll find yourself crying and not quite sure why. And what about you? Which zodiac sign do you think can truly step into Aquarius's eccentric world and stay for no reason other than resonance? Share your thoughts or story in the comments, because who knows, you might just be the soulmate an Aquarius out there has been waiting for. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next deep astrological conversation, where every planet is a mirror and every post is a chance to know yourself better